Well, we'll call this meeting to order. This meeting of the Ripon Area School District Board of Education has been properly noticed in accordance with the open meeting law in State Statute 19.84 and related legal references. Our statement of district vision is one of Wisconsin's finest school districts, fostering excellence for all through innovation. First thing on our agenda is to recognize our new professional staff.
How about if we have Mrs.
Yeah.
Olszewski
Yeah.
introduce the Barlow team?
That sounds great. Right off the bat, there you go.
I'll go first. You go first. Okay. All right, Elizabeth Hayes, you can stand while I talk about you. Everybody's gets
I called her a unicorn.
She is. Elizabeth Hayes is our new speech and language pathologist serving students at Barlow Park Elementary School and our surrounding daycares and Head Start programs. She joins us after an externship with the DC Everest School District. She completed her undergraduate work in communication sciences and disorders at UW-Madison and her graduate work at UW-Stevens Point. We are excited for Elizabeth to join us as she is somewhat local, having grown up in the Ripon area. In her free time, she enjoys going to concerts and spending time with her family up north, her family and friends. Elizabeth helped us with summer school programming, allowing her to meet and work with some of the students and staff she will see every day in fall. She joins a team of 2 other speech and language pathologists serving approximately 140 students district-wide. Welcome, Elizabeth.
Good to meet you all. All right, Marin. I'm going to have Marin stand. Marin Geiger is new, but not new to Ripon. She joins our kindergarten team this school year. She worked at Barlow last year as a special education support staff while completing her internship in social work with Green Lake County. This mix of background will allow Marin an opportunity to foster a supportive and inclusive learning environment for all students. She is a graduate of UW-Milwaukee for undergrad and UW-Oshkosh for her master's level work. Marin also had the opportunity to work with students and staff during our summer school programming. She and her fiance have made Ripon home, and we are excited to welcome her to our kindergarten team. And our last new one at Barlow is Stephen Klicka. So Stephen Klicka joins our first grade team at Barlow. He has served students in Berlin at the middle school level for the past 4 years, where he led his team with Project Lead the Way and data meetings. He is a graduate of Ripon College and did his student teaching here in Ripon. Stephen had the opportunity to work with students and coaches during summer school programming, and he has made Ripon his home and is also dating a Ripon High School graduate. We are very excited to have Stephen join our first grade team.
Okay, middle school. All right, so we have 4 new people at the middle school, so mine is not quite as long as what you guys shared, but I have some exciting stuff to share. So I'll have Reese stand up first. So Reese Koski is our 6th grade social studies teacher. She recently graduated from UW-Oshkosh with a secondary education degree in social studies this last December. So then she was subbing the second semester of the school year at Winneconne Middle School doing math. And she also played college softball at UW. So welcome, Reese. All right, next we have Nate. Staying with the social studies theme, Nate is our 7th grade social studies teacher. Nate recently graduated from Southwest Minnesota State University, so come to Wisconsin, nice work. Nate also is a recent graduate, so was doing subbing last year around Minnesota, and you just moved to Neenah, which is my hometown, so round your points there. Welcome, Nate. All right, next we have Katie. Katie Stodman is our 8th grade reading teacher. Katie earned her bachelor's and graduate degree from UW-Oshkosh. Katie comes with a wealth of experience working in the Oshkosh School District, most recently as a reading interventionist, but is excited to get back to the classroom, which you'll still be doing some reading intervention with us as well. So welcome, Katie.
Thank you.
And And last but not least here, we have Sawyer Westra is our new physical education teacher. Sawyer earned his degree at UW-Platteville, where he also played football. What position?
Defensive back.
Defensive back. And is also helping our Ripon team coaching. He, before Ripon, worked as an elementary physical education teacher, both in Berlin and the Unity School District. So welcome, Sawyer.
All right, in the high school, I'm the winner with 5. First, I'll have Sarah stand up. Sarah Huey is our new high school mathematics teacher. She's a Wisconsin Lutheran grad with extensive teaching, student, and math support experience. Most recently, she had been teaching in the Lutheran school system in Fond du Lac. Welcome, Sarah. Adam Jost is our new high school technical education teacher. This will be a shocker, but he is a UW Sub grad. Also, he's a veteran technical and industrial arts teacher who has taught around the Milwaukee metro area. Most recently, he taught at Cutting High School. Welcome back. Claire, welcome back to Claire. Claire Washkowiak is our new high school family and consumer science teacher. She's a UW Stevens Point grad, as well as a Ripon High School grad. We're very excited to welcome Claire back to Ripon High School, where she completed her student teaching and served as a long-term substitute last spring. Welcome, Claire. Winner for fastest turnaround, Matt Smith. Matt is our new high school dean of students. Matt earned his bachelor's degree in journalism from the University of Missouri, graduated, and his graduate degrees from the University of Maryland and the University of Wisconsin-Oshkosh. Matt most recently has been teaching journalism and English at the Fond du Lac High School. We welcome Matt to this new role. Becky, another familiar face, is our new sixth grade through 12th grade activities and athletics coordinator. Becky is a Ripon College grad and received her degree in education leadership at UW-Oshkosh and earned her principal certification from UW-Madison. Most recently, she was both a social studies teacher and the assistant athletic director in the district. We welcome Becky to this new role.
Welcome, everybody.
And I also want to just really quickly, so rather than put Lee on the spot, Matthew Wozniak is our new science teacher at Odyssey Virtual Academy. Matthew, welcome. I'm sorry I did not do my homework. Could you tell us where you earned your degree from and where you're coming to us from?
I earned my degree in UW Stevens Point, and then I last worked in Lomira School District.
Wonderful. Welcome to the Ripon Area School District, Matthew.
I say go Pointers. All right, thank you, everybody. We're glad to have you. No open comments.
Usually they're excused.
Oh, well, I just thought they wanted to stay. You can leave. I'm gonna remember who leaves. Thank you. Yeah, Roger always stays.
So you get an office in the gym.
Was that your touch or that's not something on that?
We don't have any comments? Oh, yeah.
We're going to adjust the agenda here in a second.
Okay.
Do we have any adjustments to the agenda?
Yeah, let's vote on the people so they can.
Yeah. Good job, okay. I gotta find it. Once I move it. get to it.
You can refresh. You should be able to refresh.
Okay. All right. First on the agenda, for considering to approve, or do we want to do them all together? Do we do them all together? Or do we have to do them separately?
We can do it all at the same time.
Okay.
You need a refresher, Kate. I'll send it. Oh.
No, I just have to go back then to the beginning again. And I'm sorry.
No, take your time.
Okay. Right? Okay. Do we have a motion to approve the hiring of the new professional staff?
So moved.
Second.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't have anywhere to put it in.
I won't.
I
Who's that
can't-
second?
Katie, I can't do anything to make us be able to vote either. I don't have anything. Okay. Should we do a voice vote? Okay. Tom?
Yes.
Denise?
Yes.
Preston? Stephanie?
Yes.
David?
Yes.
Katie? I was gonna say John. Jessica?
Yes.
Yes. Let's see. Okay, no. Thank you. So I can just get out of that. then.
Yep.
Go back. But I need to go previous, because we skipped some stuff. Yes, yes.
So, Lee, thank you for
Sorry,
sticking
Lee.
around and for your
Sorry about that.
patience.
Sure.
So, we're excited to have you,
Yeah.
I would say return to Odyssey, but it was a short turnaround.
Yeah,
So,
I keep getting sucked back in.
Correct. Excited to have you back
Thanks.
in your role as principal, which also, based on your experience, is a little bit of a return to days gone by as well. So,
Right,
Thank you.
thank you so much and welcome. Looking forward to partnering with you.
yeah, thank you.
Okay, next thing on the agenda is to consider approval of a teacher overload pay for the 26-27 school year. Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Tom?
Second.
Denise? Any questions or comments? Okay, we'll vote. And that passes unanimously. Next, in new business, we're talking about our resolution. First, we're talking about the wording. You want to talk about
Sure.
the community survey? Did you want to?
Yep. Just to remind everybody, so the first thing that the board is acting on is the authorizing the school district to exceed the revenue limit for 6 years on a non-recurring basis. This is just a reminder of our survey. Thank you, Travis. You can go on to the next one. So these are just the demographic pieces. We can move on to the next slide. So, and one more yet, I think. So here were the breakdown of the priorities. We had over 260 of our community residents and some non-residents complete our survey. And those, the data breakdown, when you see the numbers, those are the number of responses out of 260 that indicated each of those descriptors as being a high priority. So it doesn't mean that there isn't a priority on maintaining athletics or offering parent and community education or performing well on state and national tests. It just means that in terms of that ranking on priority, the green at the top had more responses than those on the bottom, okay? And then we also asked some strategic questions about, specifically, pun intended, about our strategic plan, because we'll be revisiting that next month. So we wanted to know how informed people were. So there was some level of familiarity and people felt well informed to the tune of about 70%, which sounds great. I'm focusing a little bit more on the communication side and looking at 30% of our community not knowing. So challenge accepted, and we want to make sure that we are over-communicating, if that's even possible, about our strategic initiatives, establishing some metrics and trying to help chart our course for where we're headed as a system. Thank you, Travis. Next one. And then same thing on the financial situation. Roughly 65, 66% having some familiarity or feeling well informed. Again, heading into what potentially may be a referendum season for us, depending on the board's action in a few moments. The 34, almost 35% of community members saying they have little to no knowledge. We want to make sure that we flip that again, so that way they're making the most informed decision that they possibly can if we get to a place where they're going to be casting the vote on November 3rd. And then lastly, I think this is the piece that I would say resonates the most, especially with our community. So the question was posed, how likely are you to support an operational referendum to maintain current educational programming if it results in no school tax increase and simply replaces the expiring referendums? 64% definitely said they would support it, 23.6% saying probably. So that's a very compelling 87, almost 88% of our respondents being in favor of that. And that is how the language of what's before you today to act on is written. It's written in concert with that, so there is no tax increase. You'll hear terms like tax neutral, zero tax increase. What it means for all of our listeners at home means that there is no new money added to either of the ongoing referendum that we currently have. One that will expire for $500,000 and another that will expire 1 year from now, or actually in 2028 will expire for $850,000. So the wording in the question, albeit what may sound a little confusing, we recognize that. It needs to be written as such legally, so we have a law firm vet that for us and give us that language. What it most certainly means is that we're not asking for anything additional at all. We're sticking with exactly what we have, and that's the question that will be before you as a board to act upon shortly. So are there any questions or any things that I can answer prior to, or actually anything if you want to discuss? But in doing that piece of it, if there are questions, I'm happy to clarify.
Do we have a motion to, for the resolution and authorizing the school district to meet?
Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm just going to suggest that we not actually put it on the floor.
Okay.
If anybody wants to suggest changes to the language, because then it'll be a whole lot harder to deal with. We get consensus on the language of the thing. And we talked a lot about it last month, so maybe we've got it all straightened out now and there's no problem.
Okay.
But I was just going to suggest that we actually not officially
Until
move it
we all
until-
read it and make sure that the language
until
is okay.
nobody has any complaints about the language.
Okay, so everybody read that, please, and let us know if you have anything. Was-
I think it sounds good.
Anybody see anything you'd like to change? Okay. And do I have a motion to, for authorizing the school district budget to exceed revenue limit for 6 years for non-recurring purposes with this language?
Motion to approve the resolution.
Denise?
I'll
then
second
Tom.
Ben.
Okay, Tom? And then Denise. Anything else you want to discuss? No. All right, let's vote.
I don't have a little button coming up, so everyone's waiting on me, that's why.
It passes unanimously. Next item? Do we have a motion to, for the resolution providing for a referendum election on the question of the approval of a resolution authorizing the school district budget to exceed the revenue limit for 6 years for non-recurring purposes?
A motion.
Preston? Second?
Second?
David?
Yes.
Any questions or comments on that? Okay, let's vote. And that passes unanimously as well. Next, do we have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Denise? A second?
Second.
Preston? And Wolf? And that passes unanimously. Superintendent reports.
Great, thank you. So the first thing that I listed on our agenda is the legislative updates. Our policy committee is going to be reviewing Act 89. It was enacted in March of this spring. It's about communicating and reporting any instances of inappropriate behavior, and making sure that we do that in a timely fashion. So we need to make sure that we have updated language and a policy. In addition to that, DPI is actually in the midst of creating training, and we're hoping that that training will be released on the 19th, which is 2 days from now. And then it will be, we will talk as an administrative team to see what the best way is for us to deploy that training to all of our staff. So what we need to do as a policy committee is review and make sure that we have policy specific to Act 89. So that on the legislative side of things, that is the one update that I wanted to make sure that I shared with everybody. In our policy committee, I believe we're looking at the week of September 13th for us to have that meeting. We just have to nail down a specific date and time to do that. Any questions on any of that? Okay. The enrollment update, this is just something I know we talked about last time. So looking right now, what you'll see is we are anticipating 1,444 students enrolled as of right now, and that's combining Odyssey and our brick and mortar schools. We're gonna keep taking a look at that, and I wanna bring it back to the board at some key junctures throughout the year, just because a lot of what we do fiscally is dependent upon numbers. So there's a third Friday count, which you typically get updated on in September, and then there's second Friday in January as well. We're gonna start doing that in a proactive manner in the springtime too, just to show you where we are at and how that correlates to our staffing. So those conversations are forthcoming, but wanted to make sure that this is something that we get on your radar, so you understand just kind of the state of the state when it comes to the district and how many students we have and how many that we're expecting. any questions on the enrollment pieces? Yes?
Not really a question, it's just that frequently we've been able to, I'd like to see the trend,
Oh,
the district-wide trend of, 1,600, 1,500, 1,400, which is about what it's been doing, but just gives me an idea of how we're holding our own and what it is.
how many years back do you want us to go?
Whatever's convenient, I don't know.
Like 5 years? Just to know, like a 5-year run?
5-year run.
Okay.
Can you send that to all of us?
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
We were at 1507 in September last fall. So I'm
We
hoping
also-
that 1444 as well.
Is it possible to add like open enrollment numbers in and out of that? I don't know if it's possible, but.
Yeah, we keep track of all of that, sure. Yeah. Open enrollment can be added.
And 1507 is the total enrollment from last fall. Yeah,
Got it.
Perfect.
Yeah, I mean, actually, a good time to do it. It doesn't have to come right away. Probably the third Friday come would be a good time to do it.
Okay, so that way you can see 5 years of third Friday counts comparatively.
Yeah.
Perfect. Happy to do it. Sure. Oh, at the annual meeting is coming up on September 28th. That's not our board meeting. Our regular board meeting is on the 21st. The annual meeting is not a board meeting. It's where we establish, actually the community gets to vote on the school district budget. So Jonah and I will present the current state of the budget and of our district. And at the annual meeting, what I'm asking the board's permission to do, because our strategic planning sessions happened the week prior, on the 23rd and 24th, you won't have had an opportunity to take formal action to adopt a strategic plan. I'd like permission to be able to refer to some of the pieces that were discussed at that time at the annual meeting, even though it's a little bit ahead of time, so to speak, but I think it would be important for my message to include at least some of the discussions there, but I didn't want to do that without your permission. So we can,
Yeah.
I think the more info we can
Discussion.
give everybody, the better.
I think it's a good idea. You should probably, of course, say that it's subject to
board approval, for sure, for sure. I would hate not to be able to recognize and dignify the work of a group of 40 people from the community coming together. I think that would be great, so I appreciate the latitude from the board. And then the last thing is just a reminder, we have our Welcome Back program a week from today, from 8 to 10 a.m. in the morning at the high school auditorium. If you are able to make it, I would love to have you there. I understand if your schedule doesn't permit you to be there, but please know that the invitation is open, and if you are coming, let Katie or I know. And we won't have a talking part, but if you're there, I just want to recognize and have you raise your hand so the staff knows that you're there. So let us know when you have a vote. And that concludes my superintendent's report.
All right. Jonah.
Okay, just kind of summarizing how the year ended, the 25-26 school year. The financial audit is ongoing, and there may be some adjustments to this, but this is going to be roughly where everything ends up. So we added about $100,000 to general fund reserves to our fund balance. It brings our fund balance just under $7 million. We're still below 30% fund balance, but we are we're in a good position, but we're in a place where we want to continually add to it as our expenses continually rise. We added $387,000, almost $388,000 to Fund 46, our long-term capital improvement trust fund. We have hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars of roofing projects that are on our 10-year capital plan, and so we need to be prepared for that. And pay for those as they come up and try to keep up with our roofing that's one of the biggest ones is our roofing. But we also have parking lots and many other things that can be paid for with Fund 46. We added $278,000 to Fund 73, which is our post-retirement benefits trust fund. It's a little misleading because we were required to withdraw $141,000 for our implicit rate subsidy. So we, at the end of the year, we have to pull some out to reimburse Fund 10 for expenses that were incurred for allowing retirees to be on our health insurance plan, and then we also have the opportunity to contribute to the fund, and so there's some ins and outs. And so anyways, we ended the year balanced in the general fund, and we finished a good year financially.
What I would add, excuse me, to what Jonah described really well, is I think none of that balance happens if we didn't make what was not an easy decision, but an important decision to change our healthcare provider and for our employees. That was a game changer for us and helped to certainly balance our budget and allow for some of these added reserves to grow a little bit.
I 100% agree, and it helped balance the 25-26 budget and the 26-27 budget. And then just looking at food service quickly, if we're ready to skip to that one. Food service finished slightly worse than we had budgeted, but not by too much. We had budgeted a little over $62,000 deficit. It was $65,548. Fund balance at year end was $305,654. So we still, if you look at historic fund balance in Fund 50, it was always approaching zero. And in the past, we used to have to transfer money from Fund 10 to balance Fund 50 at the year end. So we're still sitting on a healthy fund balance. We know that going into the 26-27 school year, Aramark reduced their costs per meal, and so that's going to help us balance. At the same time, state and federal reimbursement rates are going up. So we held our paid meal prices flat, but some of our revenue is going to increase that way, and our expenses are going down, and we're expecting balanced budget, maybe with a little bit of surplus next year. Although Brian mentioned that we have a cooler that freezer that might be needing a compressor, but there's always things that come up, but we're in a good spot. I think next year, we finished this year in Fund 50 with a deficit, so that's where we're at.
And those to be free breakfast?
And free breakfast,
Yeah, it allows free breakfast to go longer than we thought,
Sure.
right? So we get a couple extra years of that, which would be great.
Yeah, it's important.
Hugely.
I have just a quick question, not really about financial, but the insurance, are employees satisfied with the insurance change? Have you gotten feedback?
I have gotten zero negative feedback. I haven't gotten a ton of positive. What the feedback that I have gotten was fairly positive. I can say from our office, so Carrie Wiesa is our benefits specialist, so she's the person that would field a lot of calls. What she has said to me is the number of calls that she's received since the switch have dropped drastically. So again, I haven't gotten direct positive commentary, but the fact that the number of questions and things that she's fielding, it feels like a no news is good news kind of thing, but appreciate the question. Yeah.
I can give you a more personal one. There are some issues with drug costs.
Yep, some are higher, some are lower.
Some are pretty ridiculous. I can't figure it out. And one specifically that interests me is, I believe our dental insurance, so it's not health, it's actually the dental. Our dental insurance won't pay for crowns on implants. They'll pay for crowns on teeth, but not on implants. And it's exactly the same procedure. I think that's really strange, but that's the dental one, that's not the
Got it.
I don't think many dentals pay for crowns on implants. Ours didn't either.
college does.
They do.
It's the same procedure. I don't know why you make a distinction.
Right, right.
Makes sense. I could talk all day.
Anything else? Okay. Do we have a motion to convene the closed session?
So moved.
David? Katie? Be able to vote?